episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
I'm Kelly Thompson, and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
All right, it's Friday night. The moon is bright. TGIF.
Wow.
TGIF.
Clouds here.
Only 90 kids would remember that, Philip.
Well, I guess that you must have remembered it, huh?
Damn straight.
Both Hellfire's ready to go. Charlie Esser is lit. Andy turned on some extra lights. All right, let's get to it. Capes and Lunatics, episode 121 starts right now. That's right. We're back. I am Phil. Joining me as always, she who lives in darkness.
Hey, y'all. It's Lil Hellfire.
And Mr. Goatee in the light.
It's Charlie, the Professor Esser. It's a pleasure as always.
Only 2 weeks until the big get together. Prepare to break the internet, kids.
Waiting every day for my engine to explode. I drive a very old car.
I'm gonna have my phone on, recording audio at various stages of alcohol saturation.
But remember, I'm bringing bent interest, and I have to drive back from where we are, so the saturation level has to remain.
I was going to say, yeah, that would actually be the funnier picture. Me, you, Maz, and his boys trying to carry him out of Dave & Buster's. Everybody has like an arm, a leg. Tristan's got his head.
Yeah.
Tristan's like,
if any of you have a license, that would be fine. If someone wants to be the next minute driver, I'm happy to drive us all. I got a van.
He's going to make Ben wear a fake goatee so it looks 21.
You don't have to be 21 to go to Dave & Buster's, right?
No, I mean to drive you home.
No, I just need one of you guys to have a license, that's all. Okay.
Ah, good luck. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Maz lives in New York, so I don't know if he does.
You're killing independent Charlie. We still got to pick a Seinfeld episode.
Independent Charlie cannot be killed. That's what a good relationship gives you.
If relationship Charlie walks in, he will kill independent Charlie.
No, but I'm saying if you have a good relationship,
Charlie.
If you have a good relationship, your independent self and your relationship self should be interchangeable.
I know.
You know, that's the thing. You can't be false with another person and expect to have a good relationship. That's not how relationships works.
Oh, hey,
People that I'm just saying. Your lovely wife knows all about your crazed side projects and tolerates them, perhaps even embraces them. Happy to have your crazed drunken friends come over and talk comic books.
Oh, you want to hear a funny story? After last week's show, I told her, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess Charlie's bringing both his boys, and she goes, is Maz coming too? I said, yes, he's bringing all 3 of his sons.
Oh, Maz is just the son I wish I had.
He's the oldest. He's your oldest, getting rich son.
I just like Maz too. It'd be great to have. It'd be a great brother for you too. Okay.
He says, okay. That's right. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, you know.
Is it okay that I make myself my own tea?
Go right ahead.
Oh, good.
Can I do it the old-fashioned way?
No, not with the stove. You haven't gotten to that level yet. I haven't taught you how to boil water.
The old-fashioned way?
No, how you boil water.
No, I mean in the microwave and then put the tea back in.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's not the old-fashioned way. That's...
Can I put the metal teapot in the microwave, Father? All right.
Okay, so he wants to heat the water first and then put in the tea bag. But then you have to let it steep longer. Just remember that. Okay.
All right, let's get to some news.
Is there news?
I was looking on the news-a-rama here. Did anyone ever watch Madmen?
No.
No?
Well, no, I saw a couple episodes. I found out where, spoilers, secretly the guy stole a dead guy from Korea's identity. And that's like the whole big mystery of it. So, there you go. I said spoilers first.
Well, I know. Well, I was just seeing, I guess one of their writers, Jonathan Igla, has been hired as the showrunner for Hawkeye.
I can see that.
I mean, it had critical acclaim, so, that doesn't mean much these days, but...
Well, there are a lot more critics to acclaim things, and a lot more shows to be acclaimed. So
Disney's trying. But I thought
well, what I'll say about that is that obviously Mad Men was a very quirky show, a very self-referential show, which I think will fit into the own Jeremy Renner Hawkeye mystique. The whole, we're fighting robots and I'm shooting arrows. None of this makes sense. This is the defining quality of Hawkeye. I think that's going to fit nicely in with that Mad Men aesthetic. Hopefully he can keep the misogyny out of the 60s, and make it a bit more empowering since we do have Kate Bishop on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was supposed to be coming next year. Here it's saying it's scheduled for fall 2021.
Not really next year.
Years away.
Yeah. That's a while, but
Hey, as long as it's good.
We don't know the release schedules yet. I know that now everyone's going to our once a week thing because they got tired of everyone buying it for a month, binging it, and then leaving. Now they just wait 6 months, buy it for a month, and binge it and leave.
Well, I just wonder if some of those series are going to be on. Some of them are going to be on at the same time, so they're not like maybe so they're not dropping like multiple seasons of different shows at the same time. Maybe too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like okay, here this week have one episode of Loki, have one episode of WandaVision.
Yeah. Well, and to that extent, I think what Disney Plus has going for it is that they are a set of genre shows operating to kind of the same demographic. You put that to a Netflix, which has just a huge panoply of shows. Netflix has a huge panoply of shows, many of which aren't going to be for what you want to watch. So you can start and sit and watch it, and there's not another show once you binged Jessica Jones that you really want to necessarily go into. Or you've binged, So as an example, you're not necessarily going to want to go right into the next Great British Bake Off after you finish Jessica Jones, or vice versa. Both these shows have huge followings for Netflix, but they don't always connect the dots. Nailed it. Goes across all platforms, though. That is universally beloved.
Yes. Any thoughts on that, Lil?
The phrase universally is pretty damn loose these days, eh?
You don't like Nailed It? You do not like Nailed It? Have you ever seen an episode of Nailed It, Lola?
I like season 1, but season 2 is ridiculous.
Okay, well, that's true of most shows. Can you name me one season 2 that wasn't more ridiculous than season
Next
1?
Generation.
You got that, yeah. All the Star Trek shows actually get better with the seasons.
Yes.
Well, that's
not you. Sit down, original series. Not you. We love you, but let's be honest.
Not everything can be the city on the edge forever.
Green women every season.
Someone had a fetish.
There actually were not very many green women on the original series of Star Trek. That's actually a misnomer. There was just a clip of a green woman from the original pilot, which was ironically in black and white. That just kept on getting reused as one of the, that'll make people watch the show. We put that in the clips at the end. And here's your green cheesecake, kids. But yeah, the actual amount of green women on Star Trek is really small. It's like literally, I think like really literally twice, because they do, it's like in the original series, then, if you don't count all the end credit stuff, then when they revisit the original pilot again in Court Martial, it's called Court Martial, right? that's when we see, the green animal woman again. They like to be taken advantage of because they're animal women. You get far more green women in, really, I think the next time we really see green women is in DS9, when they try to tell the plight of the green animal women, if I recall correctly. But I could be mistaken on that. I think they maybe brought them back for Enterprise too. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
All right, Lilith, I have a DC question.
Okay.
What the hell is going on over there?
That's not a question.
Well, okay. Second Superman issue pulled for another cover replacement or whatever. Superman 7 announced Superman 17.
If you're afraid to offend no one, then you're gonna end up offending everyone, because that just means your sensibilities are off. I mean, I remember when comic books were legit edgy and they didn't care. I miss those days. Nobody wanted a Clone Saga for 90 years, but we got it. Just saying. People don't know what they want until you give it to them. That's the model everybody needs to go back to. Stay off your social medias and just do you.
Is it just because it says you're the villain and they're going to take that off? Because they have the original cover on Newsarama here, Superman 17, and it just looks like an evil Lois Lane attacking him with kryptonite.
Okay. They don't know what they want to do over there. I told you, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah, I know. You said it's pretty bad.
Okay, give them a minute.
Restructuring decade.
Yes, mark my words.
Well, you can't just restructure for a whole decade and then going concern. They can't just, DC isn't Archie. They can't survive solely on digests. That ain't the world we live in.
As the Walmart experiment has proven.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlike Disney, which is caring and nurturing, AT&T wants to know why they're putting the money on these things.
I mean, again, in the next headline, Shazam number 8 has been rescheduled for November 27th release. That's 19 weeks past its originally solicited July 17th ship date.
I told you guys, there's something going on with Jeff Johns. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if they're disappointed, if he has too much on his plate, or whatever it is. But they did give Jeff Johns a lot to do with that position, and it's not.
Yeah, but can't they just hire in like a ghost an assistant scripter? Yeah, I mean, not for nothing. You think Stan Lee really wrote all those books? Let's be honest here. He was the master of delegation. And, if the letterer had some good ideas, he said, go to town, letterer, go to town. You gotta paint with broad strokes. And then, everybody else assembles it. That's the idea. You can't.
Well, like I said, I'm not sure if it's Jeff Johns' creativity or their disappointment in what he's come up with. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of the two.
With everything though, because again, we got Doomsday Clock 11 this week.
Hey, AT&T likes the chopping block. That's all that I can say. Heads have been rolling, and it is what it is. Huh. Maybe he's looking for a new job. I don't know.
Ooh. Yeah, because Doomsday Clock 11 came out this week. Issue 1 came out 2017, and I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? That's maybe a semi-legitimate question. Why are photographs the debris of time displacements? How does that make sense? The idea that, here's a photograph of the flashes of two worlds coming together. Well, that's because there was a time rip here, and that fell through the rip. It's like, really? They're all photographs?
It's all photographs of Dr. Manhattan, too.
Yeah, but, is Dr. Manhattan taking photographs?
Selfies.
Did he bring alternate universe Jimmy Olsen with him? He's, what? He is, he's the Watchman Superman. He has to have a Watchman Jimmy Olsen with him.
He wants to be the new Selfies.
Who was...
Exactly.
Ozymandias he's doomed forever.
It's a commentary on vanity. There you go.
Yeah, that's...
Vanity, the guy. The guy doesn't wear any clothes.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, He's got it and flaunts it. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, I don't like if the symbol is so deep that you have to make up a reason for it. It's a little too Zack Snydery for me. It's just a little like, oh, I have to explain why I did this scene. It's like, well, if you had to explain the scene, you didn't do the scene well. And it's like, I would be, I don't know, if you want to do things bleeding in from other universes, the best way to do it is, I have strange memories I can't reconcile. And that makes perfect sense, which I thought they were originally doing. I thought that Mr. Mumbo Jumbo was
too for that, maybe, for memories, photographs, might be the shorthand of it. And it's like, if you're going to do a photograph and, like, go through all those panels of memories and flashbacks, because people are sick of exposition.
But then, the photograph has to be in someone's photo album that they don't remember. They've got to be like, I don't remember this, but I have evidence.
In real life. Everybody gets it.
Well, and aren't those pictures like plot device clues so Lex can figure the whole thing out?
But unless you're saying that Dr. Manhattan is making photographs to help Lex go to here's a breadcrumb Lex, and here's a breadcrumb Lex, and I'm not going to put this in right with that. I'm going to put it to the left. Just to make you have a good day.
Even in Doomsday Clock 11, Lex is telling Lois, he goes, look at this photo. It's a photo from the 50s, but guess what? The first one of these was found in 1938. A photo from the 50s was found in 1938, so something's going on,
Yeah, but again, I don't know. I'm not reading the series, so I can't really comment horribly on it. I'm sure it's wonderful, but to me, as a plot device, the idea of random photographs appearing and not having those photographs being tied to anything doesn't make a lot of sense, I don't know, especially if it's, I don't know. I was very excited by this Doomsday Clock idea, but it just seemed, because I love the merging of universes, especially when it's an Alan Moore universe that he's all pissy about. I was like, yes, bring that right into the DC continuity. Just Shazam up Dr. Manhattan. That's what I want.
Take a drink, people. I need theme music. It's just, Charlie's weekly rant about Alan Moore.
I'm just saying, The man got on the story go round, then got mad when the story go round kept going after he got off. That's really, that's what it is. It is a story go round, and he thought he was going to be the only one who got to ride the story go round. It's like, no, dude, it's a story go round.
It just keeps getting worse, Philip.
Better.
I'm just saying, Stan Lee never got mad about the story go round. He encouraged it. He said, those guys writing my characters, they're great. I love those guys. Just keep signing those checks.
What a deal with the devil, that's fine.
That's the thing. I think Alan Moore made the deal. Because the deal with the devil never works out well. Worked out just fine for Stan. Had a big house, Had some rough later years, but hey, aren't all our later years pretty rough? I mean, just gonna say.
Have to appear in big time movies.
Yeah, man. He was so beloved at his death. Let me tell you, when Alan Moore dies, look at a face, my friend. There'll be a lot of goth kids putting their little sad faces.
We still might want to have him on our Constantine podcast or whatever, so let's just move on.
You don't have to invite me, If he's afraid to face me.
There you go. Hey, Lilith, did you see, I guess, they confirmed Jonah Hex is going to be on Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Yes. Is it going to be the same Jonah Hex, though?
Let me open this link.
Or do they want the old Jonah Hex? Like, you know what I mean? The older, since it seems like they're trying to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I believe it said it's the same actor.
Okay, cool. I like that guy. Maybe. Oh, I hope Zari gets her memories back before that so they can get together.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nate.
Jonathan Sakich or whoever will reprise his role as Jonah Hex. Yeah.
Okay, cool beans. Okay. Zari has to get her memories back. She has to.
Well, one of the characters of color mentioned that, hey, you're wearing a Confederate uniform, dude. That's not cool.
They did bring that up in Legends, so.
They did bring it up at one point. Okay. I may have missed that episode.
A lot of people miss a lot of episodes of Legends. It's okay.
They put that on.
That's fair. I actually, you know what? I love the show. It's like the whole last season. Yeah, you know. Honestly, I'm open to jumping in the middle of Crisis. I just want to, you know, I just want to get my Brendan Fraser call out at some point, you know.
What?
Robot Man, because they're going to like crossover universes. So you got to put Robot Man in there.
No, it's different. Sorry.
No.
Burt Ward's in it. You're not going to put a Brendan Fraser. You're going to pay all that money for a Burt Ward and not invest in
you gave Burt Ward shit up for a sandwich. Come on.
So he can play.
He has an actual career outside of
I was gonna say I don't think he had a he probably doesn't have a WB contract right now. Brendan Fraser does, so they'd have to rework that little.
Yeah, not for nothing.
They should have just given me my Matt Palmer, and I would have just been just fine. That's who, like, no offense to Brandon, like I'm glad for Brandon and everything, but that's who should have been the Kingdom Come Superman. They just give him a little gray. I'm just saying.
Palmer, yeah.
I just need to see Matt Palmer in a Superman suit before I die. That's what I need to happen.
No, I would kill you. But yeah, I can't wait for Crisis. Looking forward to that.
It's gonna be bananas. Like,
I'm looking forward to that way more than the Joker movie.
well, you know, like I said, you know, it's something Charlie Utter might like. I don't know.
Charlie, think about what you just said. It's artsy. What if I told you, oh yeah, there's a big, there's a new Disney's putting out their Fantastic Four movie right now, but it's kind of artsy. Would that fill you with dread or hope?
I mean,
anything's better than the first movie or the second movie.
I can totally, if it has good Kirby Crackle, if they really personified the Kirby Crackle, I'm going to go, that's the Fantastic Four.
All the ones weren't bad. It's that last Fantastic Four that I've waited for.
No, the first one was terrible too. Let's not romanticize it. As much as I love Ian
Okay, I'm not romanticizing it. I'm just
one.
saying it was watchable in the way that you watch a show on Tubi. The way I watch Kill and Kill Again on Tubi without the riff.
Charlie was a Nazi in Fantastic Four.
No, I'm not seeing Fantastic Four. I'm not seeing the other film. Well, that's not the only film they have. They have lots of films on Tubi.
Joke.
He unsubscribed. I didn't, Charlie. I still actually have my active Tubi subscription, so yes.
There's no. It's like not even a subscription. They give you commercials. It's fun. Or maybe you watch it without the commercials. I don't know. Yep. But like riff tracks, Kill and Kill Again, fantastic film for my youth about karate legend, some dude, and his gang of other dudes. Shot in South Africa, so you know it's racially sensitive. And they do a riff tracks version of it, which is great and hilarious. But they cut like certain scenes out of it. They're like, oh, why didn't they riff on the fact that Hot Dog beat his guy? It's like, come on! If Hot Dog can beat you, you weren't a great warrior to start with. So that's my own thing. I'm just saying that the cutting of the hot dog fight scene was a massive mistake by Riff Tracks in their version of Kill and Kill Again.
What was the question?
Fight me, nerd!
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the Joker. I know it looks good. Like I said, if Robert De Niro is Joe Chill, it all makes sense. I'm still holding on to that idea until I'm proven wrong. It comes out in October, right?
October 4th.
October 4th, yeah. So it's like, we don't know. Little sexy knows.
Well, no, I know the script. I haven't seen it. But, like, all the quote-unquote critical praise, it sound bought and paid for to me. And it's the usual suspects, too, that are known for, being bought and paid for. So I was just like, okay.
Well, yeah. Well, fair enough, I don't know. Like I said, it looks interesting.
And having praise in Vegas is like being Jerry Lewis and having praise in Paris. That's all I'm saying. No offense.
Jerry Lewis actually did have a lot of depth to his performances. Again, a Jerry Lewis reference to Robert De Niro. I'm just saying that it's all connected, man.
I try so hard not to, Philip. I really do, but I can't help myself sometimes.
But the Jerry Lewis, Robert De Niro film, which is the basis for the Joker, this Joker film. It's so clear that they are completely riffing off of that film that, you know, they're obviously doing something. That if you like, what was that film? I'm trying to remember. And I've been saying it for like a week now. I can't remember the name of the film. King of Comedy. This is definitely it's definitely riffing on the King of Comedy. Whatever else about the film, it's riffing on the King of Comedy. Cause the director said, okay, crazy wannabe comedian kid, you know, does something evil to the guy who's like the star of the show. That's the King of Comedy. That was his starting point. And then he wrote a Joker film around it. Basically, he wanted to do a remake of the King of Comedy and said, hey, well, we'll pay you to make a Joker film. So it's fine. I'm doing my film anyway. So there we go. So basically, he's remaking a great Jerry Lewis, Robert De Niro film with, what's this guy? I forget his name. And Robert De Niro. And, you know, same film, probably going to be very good. That was a very good film. So, based on whether or not the King of Comedy is good, I think Paula Poundstone should review King of Comedy to say if people should go see Joker. Okay, you have to be a fan of Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone to get that joke. Moving right along. So, is there anything else to talk about?
Yeah, I heard about this a while ago, but what's everyone think? I guess they're making a G.I. Joe Snake Eyes prequel movie.
Who's playing Snake Eyes? And does he have a shirt off all the time?
Henry Golding.
Oh, I'm too old.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
And
Not my demographic officially.
And Andre Koji as Storm Shadow.
Unless they're doing the Larry-yama or Secret Origin of Snake Eyes.
They might be because this article they cast Iko Uwais as the Hard Master.
Ooh, but who's the soft?
I don't know.
man?
They haven't said.
Please put Pat Morita in a fat suit.
Not quite.
I mean, well, it doesn't have to be that fat. Pat Morita's still alive.
Pat Morita,
right?
no.
No? Oh,
What?
damn it.
Oh, God.
I don't know when everyone dies.
Somebody go check on Betty White, gosh darn it.
Pat Morita's been dead for a while, hasn't he?
I didn't think so.
I feel like my life would be a lot more had I known that previously. Thanks a lot, Philip.
Sorry, I thought at least you would know.
He's probably alive.
I don't know. We have to double check on this.
I'm Googling. Yes, Pat Morita died in 2005. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay, well.
No wonder. Yeah, I was busy.
To George Takei.
Oh my!
Still going. Put George Takei in a fat suit. That'll work. The Soft Master is chubby.
That's why he's soft.
You can do it.
Not quite hard.
Well, actually, that refers to soft styles of Kung Fu versus hard styles of Kung Fu. Soft styles are the ones that deal with throws and holds and the like, whereas hard styles are punches, kicks, and thrusts. So, you know, there's that.
Yes, the movie's scheduled for it's going to come out October of next year.
Yeah. Honestly, if they just had the Hard Master and not the Soft Master, you completely lose the entire thread of Snake Eyes' origin. And not for nothing, napalm to the face is Snake Eyes' origin. Okay? Like, Snake Eyes, the silent ninja, is all fun and games.
We did it before Darkman.
Snake Eyes was awesome.
When we played G.I. Joes as kids, everyone wanted to be Snake Eyes.
Because he was awesome! You know? But, you know. But he's gotta have freaking Deadpool face. Deadpool face before
serious
Deadpool face. One should point out. Yeah, one should point out. Yeah, well, actually, I mean, not even really Deadpool face. He just has melted face, you know. Just really, you know.
Where'd Lois go?
You got tired of us, man.
She's taking Pat Morita to death 14 years ago pretty hard.
Well, you know, I would. I am, man. I'm disappointed by that, man. That's like, oh, really?
Why do you think he's not?
There's a guy, you know who would make a good soft master? Because they keep on putting his TV show, and I can't remember his name now, but it's on Heroes and Icons. It's called Martial Law, and he was like a kung fu star in Hong Kong, and then he came to America and, you know, got his own TV show called Martial Law, and he's kind of a chubby guy, but he's like really good at kung fu, so he'd be a great guy to play the soft master. He's not balding, but you know what? I can deal with a full head of hair, soft master, if he's chubby. You know, I was just thinking about that. You know, it's like, you know, I was thinking, you know, if they ever cast the Blob in the new thing, that you want to look for that King Kong Bundy type, but not bald. But I was thinking, you know what? He can be bald so long as he's the Blob. You know, or, you know, I can, you know, if I can deal with a Kingpin with hair as I did in Trial of the Incredible Hulk, I can deal with a bald Fred Dukes. But anyway, what else is going on,
I was gonna get the comics, but I don't know.
Well, I got comics. I read them this week, so hey.
I was gonna say you can say whatever you want for super connectivity. Although we have a big mystery to talk about on super connectivity.
We do not much of a mystery because it's all breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Just like Dr. Manhattan keeps on leaving for Lex Luthor.
No, yeah, we're gonna talk a big mystery on super connectivity.
Yeah. It's a mystery. Who done it? It was Captain Plum in the library with the ultimate nullifier. That's my theory, anyway. Well, the real mystery right now is who got killed, but we'll talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
When you scroll up, down, when you scroll left. It's got to be there in the left.
Oh, hey.
To the left. To the front.
Did you read Amazing Spider-Man Going Big with your girl?
Which girl is that?
Nightshade.
Oh gosh, no! Dang it! And you told me.
I mean, it was only a couple pages. There was like 3 different stories in this, but I mean.
Now, is that like a flashback scene? Is that like a pre-modern era scene?
I don't know, because they really don't call it out. I mean, she's in her old, that old costume, and she has like werewolf men, but then like Peter goes, after the fight, he goes on a date with Mary Jane, so it's like.
Well, yeah, but he went on dates with Mary Jane in the.
That's
80s,
what I'm saying,
so...
but he is currently too. So yeah, they really don't call it out. So I guess time period, pretty much. So.
My guess it is non-modern continuity. It may be a past storyline because she hasn't really worked with werewolf men. But if they do go back to them, we'll just write it off as her trying to get back to her roots after the trauma. So when Marvel greenlights the Deadly Nighthawk coming soon.
Yeah, the only thing that basically nails down any kind of time frame is the first story, but that's because it like references a Mark Waid Daredevil story from a couple years ago. So, but yeah, like I said, 3. They're good Spider-Man stories, but there's like 3 short stories in this. So
yeah, so I'm sorry I didn't read it. It's like I barely finished the comics I actually paid money for this week. Actually, I didn't finish the comics I actually paid money for this week. Yeah, I can talk about these comics. There are a lot of great comics this week. Okay. Oh well. Okay. So, you know what? I'm just gonna. One I know you didn't read, because I just posted it yesterday, so I'm sure you didn't. Future Foundation, number 2. Love this book. Love the whole concept of the thing. Everyone is so stupid in it.
The Foundation's mostly kids, though.
Yeah, well, they actually kind of like recall. They like say, "No, actually, I wasn't stupid. I just wasn't sure." It's like, really, you weren't sure. Really, you didn't think it, because they start off with the difference between the son of Gary and the son of Nathaniel, the son of Gary Richards and the son of Nathaniel Richards, and the differences and similarities throughout their lives. And it got me thinking, man. How do we know that Nathaniel didn't hop dimensions?
That's true. I
wonder if Reed Richards is actually kind of, not so much Reed's like alternate dimension twin, so much as, it's your brother. It's your brother from another mother, though technically the same mother, because he realized in this universe, Reed's mom was married to some jerk, and he's like, what a waste of that DNA that made my son.
Because could the alternate universe... Could the alternate universe just be like a different timeline? Because he does hop timelines. Because they make that Marvel 2099 like they gave it its own universe thing, but it's like a possible future. So
well, all the possible futures are their own universes. So really, once you're time traveling, you can hop universes. I think fairly easily. And one of the things they kind of establish in this is the idea of moving between universes and yada yada yada. Actually, my big joy in this, aside from the fact that like all of that, Alex Powers like, gee, Mr. Fantastic, you seem very different than you usually have seen. You know, I'm not going to mention the fact that now you're like 20 when usually you're like 40. So,
I'm just like, why? When people mistake them, I'm like, he's younger than, especially now. I mean, older Reed Richards has a beard. It's like you can really tell them apart now.
Yeah. Now, granted, you could say, "Oh no, I fell through a time warp. I got all euthanized," you know, all that kind of stuff. A lot of good Katie Power, rainbow, Sonic Rain Boom powers. Which I never realized that they like totally stole the Sonic Rain Boom from Katie Power. First I noticed it. Yeah, you know, I'm so. But my big happiness about who the secret lady in the first scene was. It's Rebecca Barnes!
Oh, yeah, I did see an article that said she was showing up in this issue. Yeah.
Heroes Reborn, Rebecca Barnes, set loose in space, or in multiverse, and she's back from out of space. Now, it'll be interesting if she actually meets Becky Barnes from Alternate Universe, Captain, Peggy Carter, Captain America. That'll be fun. But, like, wow, you're me from like the 40s? That's just crazy. Because they're both Rebecca Barneses, so they're the same person. A lot of fun. Bentley 23's in it. He's always fun, as always. He's in love with the crazy, like, what is it? Do the Shi'ar have wings?
Yeah, like at least some of them are like bird people. Because I think like Lilandra and her sister are kind of like avian. They have like feathers.
Well, I know they're all like bird people, but like every so often they're born with wings.
I think some of them, yeah.
That's weird because that's not where wings would be on.
Yeah, but they're alien birds, Charlie Esser.
So they're like quadrupedal alien birds? Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I don't know how they evolved.
This is true. I do not know how they evolved, but you know, it's very cool. Becky Barnes is awesome. We haven't explained the scars yet, although there's a possible quality that is neat here in what I had originally said. Remember I mentioned those scars on her face? Looking a lot like Owen Reese's scars? Incidentally, I always felt that the scars on Stryker's face also reminded me of Owen Reese. He was the guy with electricity powers on the Avengers Academy. Apparently, what's his name? The Maker had killed Rebecca Barnes in an alternate universe. And now she's back because she's just that cool. But we also know that they're looking for a piece of the Molecule Man. They were brought to this universe. The signal is coming from Rebecca Barnes. Is it just because she's from an alternate universe cut loose from time and space? Or is it because bum, 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 next issue, not that guy. The Molecule Man returns. You can never believe next issue's preview. So that was exciting.
Lilith, you back?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were out.
Back from outer space?
Yeah.
Come here to find you there with that sad look on your face. Should have changed that stupid lock. Should have made you leave your key.
Oh, good. I can ask Lilith. Hey, Lilith. Did you read issue 1 of Legion of Superheroes Millennium?
I did.
What did you think?
I'm trying to be nice. I'm working on that. So I thought it was interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's curious is the word I believe I'm actually looking for.
Because it's like Bendis now has
the art was great though. I will say that it was great. I don't appreciate that it was a $5 book.
Well, I mean, it was a little thicker.
Again, I don't appreciate that it was a $5 book.
I know. But I mean, now somehow Rose and Thorn are immortal.
Yeah.
Basically living through DC history, like.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool with the Commandy and the Tommy Tomorrow, and I get it. I know it's kind of like a goofball kind of take on it, though. Is it just me?
An old lady Supergirl. Well, that's what it's like. Is it?
Superwoman.
Well, I think
Different character.
If she's still calling herself Supergirl. If she's still calling herself Supergirl, that girl.
Well,
Not really. Girl is not a bad word.
And Rose calls her Madam Supergirl. So.
Oh, okay. So. No, and I do know that the Legion of Superheroes use the boy and girl suffix because they do want to show that they're showing that attachment to the simpler ideals of.
Don't tell her how to identify, Charlie Esser.
Fair enough. I have been called out for my privilege, and I stand corrected.
I oddly kind of did like the whole Supergirl thing, which is odd because I didn't think Bendis handled it very well with the whole thing in Superman. So I think this was like an apology, maybe even.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Bendis, I'm sure he can take criticism. It's the best of them.
Not what I heard.
Oh. Any good artist can take criticism. If you're a good artist, you can take criticism if it's honest criticism. If you're a good artist, you know when it's honest criticism.
But
if you're a bad artist, you don't know.
I did feel that the through line for the 4 vignettes were a little shaky.
Okay.
Maybe that's just me.
Because he's trying to tie it in, that future was Supergirl, and then she lives through the Batman Beyond era, and then the Command we see, and then Legion of Superheroes. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. So they tied in the Last Boy Command.
Well, yeah, because they have Rose. It's one person with a multiple personality. So Rose and Thorn are immortal now, and she lives. I guess.
Is it like Hawk Girl, or is it like they just live a long time because they're plant-based?
Yeah, no reincarnations here, as far as I know.
No, it's she just does it. I guess she's aging very slowly because she lives 1,000 years. Again, it's Bendis. He hasn't explained it yet. So.
Well,
okay. Well, no. But I mean, if you're a plant-based hero,
she's
obviously
not
going to live
plant-based,
forever.
is she?
Her name is Rose or Thorn.
Well, yeah, she's a multiple personality. Rose is a normal woman, and Thorn's a violent vigilante.
Okay, so she's clearly plant-based.
So are you saying,
you took the name? You don't just take the name.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, they kill billions of cells of life every day, so yeah. No, you speak of vegans. I had an Impossible Whopper today. It tasted just like a Whopper.
Well, Whoppers are terrible anyway, so how could you tell the difference?
Well, yeah, I mean, but it tastes exactly like
Burger King. If they want to sponsor
But no, hey, look, I'm just saying it's low-grade hamburger meat, and they got it exactly. If you want to have good low-grade hamburger meat, that is good plant-based low-grade hamburger meat. That's all I'm saying. That's how it goes.
I didn't try it, but we were at Red Robin today. I guess they also have an Impossible Burger.
They're not bad.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Impossible Burgers. I wouldn't get an Impossible Burger at Red Robin because I think their burgers are supposed to be good burgers. I don't know. I don't eat there, but they pride themselves on their burgers. The Whopper, the slider, even. It's kind of like that second tier burger, and so where honestly, if you found out that there actually was meat in it, you were probably a little bit, oh wow, what do you know? I thought I was vegan eating White Castles, but
well, they also have vegan fried chicken as well, which they stole the idea from South Park.
Yeah, that's coming soon. You can make a cow out of chicken. You can make a cow out of vegetables. You can certainly make a chicken out of vegetables. But I'm just saying. Although I
was gonna say I forgot about the whole thing. I forgot they did explain why Rose and Thorn are immortal because Rose was taking a medication to suppress her other personality, and I guess she said she didn't notice she wasn't aging until she stopped taking the medication. Developed by Lex Luthor.
You leave my future husband alone. I'm going to cut a rip in the space-time continuum and make them real.
Well, that'll work then. No.
I want to saddle Lex with that pure evil.
Don't forget, I'm just one bad day away from being a full-on supervillain.
As we'll see. As you'll hear on Capes and Lunatics episode 123 live from Dave & Buster's.
We can't do a podcast live from there. What you should do is you should ask your local comic book shop if we can record from there. That's what you should do.
I could. I mean, it's just one guy. It's just he really doesn't have any employees.
Oh, does he have like a game room in the back or anything like that? Does he have like the game room in the back or no? Not that.
No, it's really small. It's a really small.
Okay, so we'll do it from the parking lot. It'll be fine.
I think we just go to Phil's man cave.
That's what I thought we were gonna do, but yeah.
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing, guys.
Try. We can even do it outside because the sidewalk.
Honestly, here's what I'm telling you: Phil's man cave has the best backdrop for a comic book podcast that I've ever seen. So
poor Lucas College fund.
It's lovely.
Some of that stuff's like that big poster up there. Well, up there has been up there before he was born. So
you gotta start saving.
He didn't know it was kid, but he started wasting money. No, and I'm sure it didn't cost him that much when he bought it. You know.
Well, that big marble thing up there is actually a jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, so that was like $6, and he made it. He built it himself.
All you gotta do is buy the puzzle, buy some glue.
Oh, but one more thing about the Legion. I think a lot of people were feeling kind of, done in because it's like Legion's on the cover, but there's actually technically no Legion. There's a new, OC POV character.
Yeah, so are we getting? I'm assuming Legion's going to be in issue 2 since this is only a 2-issue miniseries.
Plot twist, no.
Well, no, for sure.
Everybody's like kind of comparing it to that. They were like, we'd rather them retold the story of when, the Justice League Unlimited story where Superman gets flung into the far future and meets Vandal Savage. Like, we'd rather that.
I mean, I know
there's a lot of Bendis haters, and like I said, I like a lot of Bendis stuff. I just don't like his super stuff. I just don't feel like he's a good fit for the main DC books. Like that. That's just.
Well, it just seems like he took over the Superman stuff, but he's more interested in other characters, like like in Event Leviathan. He seems like he's more interested in Lois and the Question. Here he's interested in Rose and Thorn.
Well, yeah, but that's indicative of.
I know. Well, don't think
writing style. I don't think Bendis
give Superman your full focus.
He deserves.
Well, I don't think he picked Superman. I think he said, "Oh, great!" I think DC said, "Hey, we'd like to hire you as assistant." Great, I'd love to write that.
Him for Superman because Superman sales had been sagging, and they wanted to make it this big event thing. So no, he very much did know that he'd be writing for Superman. And then I think probably his manager was like, "Hey, see if you can get the whole Super family."
Well, you might as well if you got to go to work, you might as well. Yeah, I was going to say if you got to clean the stables, they might as well be the stitching stables. So, it's. Oh, I'm being mean to this man now, but
I'm right in his red trunks.
Well, yeah.
But no, I mean, I get what Lil's saying. It's like they hired him to boost sales on Superman. Do that first, and then prove you still got your chops. And then be like, oh, what do you want to work on next? Oh, I want to work on the Question, or I want to work on reading superheroes.
Yeah, except he's like, you know what? Except he doesn't trust DC to stick with him. Not for nothing. It's like I got how many years on my contract I got. I'm going to stick as many beloved characters that I love. Which is probably why he's jumping into the Legion of Superheroes, because I'm sure he's got mad love for the Legion. May not put him in the book, but, I'm sure he's got, mad love for that entire Silver Age universe. And he wants to, put his mark on it.
Sure he does.
Oh, did anybody read Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy #1? Like, I wanted to just for Poison. Like, I actually like Harley with Poison Ivy. I do, but do they get a team-up book?
I did not. I mean... Again, so many books, but two, it's just like it's like Harley Quinn burnout. She's everywhere.
Yeah, she is.
They try.
What about?
I still have my next issue of Wolverine.
I'm surprised she's on a new
women. I did pick up like all the female-based books. I feel terrible, but whatever. I got Lois Lane #3.
Oh, I did. Yes.
How are you ranking it, Philip? Was it a good recommendation for me or not? You can be honest.
Yeah, no, it was a good recommendation. Usually give good recommendations.
Yeah, I'm loving this Lois Lane. I'm like really shocked actually, and I'm just like, I just hope Mary Jane's is good. Like, I really feel like.
But did we really need that last page?
It's a comic book. Of course we did.
I guess.
What is the last page?
Kind of. She gets back to her hotel room. She sees the shower running. She thinks it's Clark, so she's like, "Oh, hey, buddy!" And she starts stripping down. And who's in the shower? Her son. No, her
Lex
son.
Luthor. Oh, that's
exactly. Why did we need that? I would rather have
I'm
that.
telling you, man. Hey, man. Artists have kinks, man. It comes out sometimes.
And if I'm going to be honest with you, as a guy who goes to a lot of porn sites, that's weirdly
Yes,
big.
it is. But
It's
usually
like-
it's a stepbrother, stepmother, you know, that kind of thing.
I know, yeah. Yeah, let's legitimize it and say, well, not always in the sales pitch. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, it's like, you know, like as a guy who like kind of gets squeaked by that, it's like, you know, that's not really where I want to go.
Hey man, look, I'm going to tell you once upon a time in season 1 of Arrow, when none of the other female options, I was just like, you know what? Queen Test, let's do it. I don't even care. He has chemistry with no one. Let's just do this. Hashtag, yes, I'm a Supernatural fan. It happens. It's fine. Moving on.
Yeah.
But they're fictional characters. It's fine. Let's just move on.
You know, when Edison did it, he didn't know. And that's the thing. It's like when it's like this big reveal, it's like, what? I did what?
Fulfilled your prophecy.
That's a different thing.
You know?
Oh, what was that Japanese film where that was the basic?
Old Boy. Yeah.
Old Boy, thank you. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's traumatizing. That's good. But it's like, well, I guess I'll ship my family member now. Like, no,
Hey,
no,
Flowers
you don't
in
do
the Attic
that.
was a movement during your time, wasn't it?
Oh, actually, I do remember that. I do remember a lot of girls. Why do girls read these
Because
books?
we're sick at the heart of it.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I mean-
any hardcore fanfic, it's written by a woman. A man has no idea. No idea.
Well,
Don't read
it's like,
women.
why must everyone be dying of cancer and having sex with people they shouldn't? It seems not a good idea. I don't know. Maybe it's me.
But I mean, I don't want to like crap over this issue because of that last page. Besides that, I mean, it was a good issue.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
you get both questions.
they're trying to get the 13-year-old boys that are and their moms into it. I don't know. I don't know who it's for, but obviously they know something we
I
don't.
don't think that many 13-year-old boys are actually into their moms. That's sort of my position on this. I think it's like shoe fetish.
Look, Gen Z they're some weird kids, bro. Like,
You know, there are like people, there's a small group of writers who are into shoes and feet that have convinced the world that everyone is into shoes and
actually,
feet.
no.
I don't think that's the case.
Thing. Like, no, it is. It is. In real life,
Is it a huge thing or is
look,
there,
as
or
a
is
woman, let me tell you, yes, it is a huge effing thing that freaks me out. Okay?
Okay, fair enough. You would know in this situation, so
Someone who last year went on like 168 days. I'm going to tell you, yes, no, it is a real freaking thing.
Help!
Moving on, let's go.
Help! I know Charlie probably didn't read it. Lilith, did you read House of X #4?
I did. I'm kind of losing interest.
So what the hell's going on? Most of the X-Men get killed in this issue. Spoilers.
Dun dun dun. Sure they do.
So is it like is it one of Moira's past timelines? I mean, is Wolverine not come back from the future yet? What the hell is going on? I mean, Cyclops,
You can't
Wolverine.
kill the X-Men and expect it to be this big, like, shocking thing. We've been through this literally with every single X-Man, like, multiple times. I don't care. It's gonna be that.
And I mean, the issues solicits are out for like the next 2 months, and they're all on the cover, so it's like they're not permanently dead. You know, it's not,
you know what?
are they pod people? Were they clones?
No. Yeah, they're pod people. They're basically, that's when they start growing them all in the pods. Mr. Sinister says, well, I can give you all your X-Men back, Charles, if you want. It's very easy.
That's even your real name.
Yeah. No, it's not. His name is, whatever it is. But he just named himself Mr. Sinister because he's left-handed.
No, I meant Charles Xavier. That's even him we're dealing with, really.
Yeah, no, and so that's when they start potting them. Like, I actually believe this is all a non-continuity universe, because I think at the end of this entire arc, Moira dies and just decides, I'm just not going to do nothing. or she's going to die and not be able to go back, and then she's going to start fresh again or something.
I'm just gonna say it. I
Like
think who is it? Pepe Larraz is really killing it with the artwork, though. Like that is my favorite thing about these books.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, you know what? This is what they do. She dies and she can't go back again fully because she has that too many memories, so you lose your memories, like Taskmaster. But she just has vague recollections and deja vu. So she's got all this memory, but she can't really piece it all together. So she just wanders through her life, and that's the main Marvel continuity. So she's still a genius because she's lived so many lives, and she's right there at all the starts, but she can't affect change because she's lost
She's
all
a woman.
memories.
That's the secret message. She can't do squat because she's a woman.
No, because they did the same thing to Taskmaster. They did the same thing to Taskmaster, saying that when you have too many memories, eventually your brain can't hold that memory. And so you start losing all your memories.
No, I'm just messing with you.
No, I get what you're saying, and arguably, to make your case, they only introduced that at about the same time that they introduced Ness, having that, who was maybe Taskmaster's daughter because she had the same power set. So it's like, so maybe they said, well, yeah, the woman can't hold her memories, and neither can Taskmaster. So maybe that's what that is. But they have established this idea that if you have a basic human brain, you can only hold so much knowledge, and then all the pieces start to fall apart because
that's why Xavier's wearing that.
Only got like 8 billion.
What did you think about Monet though?
Like what?
Demon Beast, eh? Okay. What? I just sense a lot of issues with women. Like this feels like a running theme, and it's starting. The evidence is starting to pile up. That's all I'm saying.
Well, something's going on because I saw a lot of people online saying, something's up with Jean Grey because she seems not as powerful. She's wearing that original costume, that old school costume. Something's going on there.
Because she's a clone.
Maybe she's like a pre before she met the Phoenix clone. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Jean.
Oh, it's in there.
Beautiful, strong, powerful redhead alone. Can everybody just leave all the redheaded characters alone, please?
Or maybe they're trying to link up with the first two Phoenix storylines with the X-Men, where it's like it was always in her, but she just didn't know it, because, I'm just saying, maybe it's like, so this clone, it's like been retrograded because it thought, well, that will prevent the Phoenix, but it's like, no, the Phoenix is still part of Jean Grey in the same way that the Phoenix was still part of Madeline Price.
Well, I told you too. Someone was saying there was a story where Krakoa could grow clones of people who had been on it, and basically, maybe it was grown clone. Yeah, I don't know.
Or they're all people from Earth A. The story about, if you're from Earth A and you go to Earth B and your doppelganger happens to have superpowers, now you got superpowers too.
A crisis, if you will.
A crisis.
No, just a slight kerfuffle. That's it. Just a slight kerfuffle.
Yeah. That was a She-Hulk. That's how they explained away every time She-Hulk did something out of character. Anytime every superhero does something out of character. It's a character from Earth A coming to Earth B, which is their name for the 616. And because in that world, the only superhero was. Well, he wasn't even a superhero. It was Reed Richards who became the
counter.
Can we just talk about the best Marvel book this week?
Sure.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Which one? There's a lot of good books, so give me a hint.
Yeah, it's probably not something polyester would like, but Ghost Spider, annual number 1, I thought was the best Marvel book this week.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to say.
Okay. So tune in.
Ultimate Spider-Cast, but that was a good book. I think Charlie Esser would like it because it does involve Murder World and Arcade. So
I love me some Arcade.
And then next week, Moon Knight vs. Kang.
That's gonna end poorly for
Yes. I told you. I already talked to Colin Bunn. He said there's gonna be multiple Moon Knights from different eras. So.
Oh yeah, it's the Moon Knight. Because even if they didn't exist, they do now.
We're going to shout out our Canadian peeps if we have any. You should probably pick up Alpha Flight.
Eh? Oh, is that next?
True North number 1. Yeah. True North number 1 came out this week.
Oh, this week?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get that. Is that a one-shot? I thought, is that a one-shot?
Yeah, I think it's a one-shot.
How did I miss a new Alpha Flight book? Oh, no, I'm sad.
It's already sad.
Who's
Alpha
in
Flight?
it? That's the very first one. Half of Alpha Flight is in Immortal Hulk, and they're actually called, now they're called Gamma Flight. Who is in Alpha Flight?
This is getting definitely greenlit for at least a maxi series. I think this was the test run. My comic book guy said it was doing really good, so I hope so. I'd love to have a little bit more Alpha Flight.
It's like most of the classic lineup, right, Lilith?
Yeah, it is.
Who's in it?
Everybody.
Give me some names.
Everybody.
Sasquatch.
Wait, so Puck and Sasquatch are in it? Because they're right now in an Immortal Hulk.
That doesn't mean anything.
I know it doesn't mean anything, but it's an important statement to be made.
There's no continuity these days. You fool.
I am sorry, sir. There's lots of continuity. You smarter people think there's no such thing as continuity. Everyone else knows there is real hardcore continuity. It'll be explained in time.
Okay.
But
listen, it's Puck, Snowbird, Tailsman, Northstar, Marina, Guardian, and Vindicator.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Vindicator. I'm sorry. Which one was Vindicator? Was it the dude or the lady?
It's the dude, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like the lady one better. Well, yeah. Hey, I was a teenage boy, and she was in the skin tight thing, and she wore glasses, and she had red hair.
Oh, don't get Lil started.
I'm just saying. Red hair Canadian with glasses, and she was nice to Wolverine once. So
She was. But you guys should definitely pick up Agents of Atlas because reasons.
Yeah.
What is she with?
It's number 2.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, the whole
magic colliding. I'm just saying.
They're not colliding. They're having a rendezvous.
It's a production after what, like
They're friends. You know, everyone else thinks they're like, antithesis, but they're actually like, one's clean and one's messy. They're the odd couple, science and magic. Yeah, exactly. One is the Felix Unger of the world, and the other is the other guy, Oscar Madison. Thank you. Saying thank you to my brain that actually set up.
I was say Tristan pulled that up.
He might. You never know. That kid has some deep knowledge. So now it's all comic book and pokey related. Well, not pokies. He does not interested. His brother's into the pokies. He's into the obscure depth.
Old man is trying to reference Pokemon.
Ben loves Pokemon. Got so scared today. He went out at like 7:30, and it's like pitch black out. But I said, "Fine, be back at 8:30." I'm like, we still live in Newark. But he got back. He got back fine. So I'm a panicker. I worry. I want to let them grow, and I really encourage them to grow. But now that they're growing, I'm like, no. Now I know all the like moms in my life who were like, "Oh, he's getting so big. He's just like, oh, you gotta let a kid grow up." He's like, no. What are you gonna do?
Poor people with crotch goblins. I feel so bad for you guys. You guys go through so much.
We knew the job was dangerous when we could.
Better not insult our crotch goblins, though. They're gonna help us carry you out of Dave and Buster's.
I know. I only keep because I love.
No, I mean, hey, trust me, my kids ain't lifting nobody. You're lucky I'll throw you over my shoulder.
Yeah, but it's little. She ain't that big.
Nothing. She's a tiny little waif of a girl.
Okay, any other books we want to talk about? We talked about Spawn 300. Scroll down.
Yes, we did a special on that. I mean, yeah, anything you want to shout out? I don't care. Yeah, Lilith, did you read Immortal Hulk?
No, I'm behind, but okay, I don't mind spoilers.
I mean, we still have super connectivity to do. I mean, we can do it over there.
Well, I actually read a bunch of books this week, so I
read all those. So yeah, I mean, if you want to do those on Super, it doesn't matter to me.
Oh.
Then I read books you probably haven't read. Conan and Champions.
I'll have to listen.
Okay.
All right. So should we?
Conan is always good. Conan is like so.
I'm gonna read Savage Avengers tomorrow morning. That's the first thing that I'm gonna do.
Oh, nice.
You should. It's good. Conan is great in 7.
Yeah, I'm finally giving
And it's like sets up this
And it's
great
got Venom.
arc. And I'm just gonna say this. There's a dynamic that happens in this book where you're like, man, I want to see
What, the
where
last
this
part?
goes.
The end?
The last part. The last. Tell me more about this crime.
I think it looks like next, if that covers any indication, it looks like we're going to see those two together. You know, their journey out of it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Don't spoil, but it's like I never thought of Conan as a crime witness. It's like, can I give a moment about our, well, not our Lord and Despot Crown. It's like it's like a religion for nihilists, and it's like, oh my gosh, Marvel is doing it again. They're going to create a religion, just like they did with modern comic book based Norse mythology. They're going to create a religion around nihilism and crime. And Disney, I know you want to be the Pope, and dang, I know you're going to be good at it, but please be careful with your powers. Remember the first law of Spider-Man: with great power comes great responsibility.
Anything else? I'm not going to say anything else. Should we get out of here? Because we are over an hour.
Yes, and I do have to pee, so.
Got a cup.
On that note...
All right, let's get out of here.
It still has apple juice in it.
I was hoping that's what it was. Anyway, yes, send us your thoughts on any of these comics, the movies, the TV shows. Again, send us your favorite Seinfeld episode. We're looking for one to read in 2 weeks. So email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/capesandlunatics, @capeslunatics on Twitter, Capes and Lunatics on Instagram. And by Crom, it lives. Work in progress, capesandlunatics.org. Subscribe to the Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel. It'll tell you anytime we go live. And subscribe to the weekly newsletter, capesandlunatics.home.blog. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can watch all of these live on our Facebook, on our Twitter, or at getvocal.com/channel/capes. Lilith Hellfire, where can people find you, well, while you're sober?
If you guys want to get into a drunken Twitter fight with me, you can find me at Lilith Hellfire on Twitter. And be sure to hit up my gram for my sidekicks and Capes and Lunatics peeps at Lilith Hellfire 69. You know I had to.
Charlie Esser.
Well, they could never find me when I'm sober, because my secret is I'm never sober. Anyway, write to me in an old-fashioned email way the way our mothers and fathers did many years ago at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitters that I like for all those fancy shows all the kids are watching, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Steven Universe movie, which I've already missed. But yeah, it is. Don't worry. I set up a recording for the next one, and it is available on demand. At Charlie Essa. That's CHALLIESSE. Look for the 2 E's in the middle. Bing. What he said.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, yeah, and honorable mention, Punisher number 15, Punisher, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Night Thrasher, and Black Widow versus the Thunderbolts.
That's like adolescent dream come true right there. That's like something right out of the 90s.
Me and Ray, that's right. All right.
The Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, eh? Yes. All right, everyone. Yeah. For another week, we have been the Capes.
I'm Passar.
Lunatics. Only there's only one. It's me. So.
Well, you assume.
difficulties at full saturation. Look at it. Bye, Crom. Let's do it next week.